Welcome back. We know early childhood development is critical, and now everyone should know about the warning signs and the red flags that children show their parents in those critical first 5 years.
It's amazing. They do show so many, even before talking. Now, in this next report, you're going to meet one mother who recently learned her son has autism. There was a time when her hopes for her son were much darker, but now she sees a promising path ahead.
It was incredible, it was incredible.
Overwhelming joy. It's how Jessica Northrup describes the moment her son's silence ended.
He said mama this week, he started saying mama. He woke up and he was like knocking at his door to come out in the morning, and I opened the door and he says mama.
At 2.5, Salvador isn't like most children his age. Looking back, Northrup says she always knew something wasn't right. Not long ago, her intuition was confirmed.
I was hoping that he wasn't going, he's not autistic. He's a regular kid. He's just a little slower. And then we did the toddler assessment for autism, and that was what he failed.
But the warning signs were there long before Salvador was diagnosed.
Just seeing how he responded to people, how he responded to loud noise, how he responded to things like that, he just responded differently.
Pediatrician Melissa Aguirre says warning signs can be present in babies' first month.
If you notice that a baby has a blank stare or is looking away, doesn't seem to want to focus on your face, that's concerning, and that you can see in the first 2 weeks of life.
A developmental checklist like this one is an important tool in tracking a child's progress. It details what should be happening with baby and when.
Between a first and third month of a child's life, they should start to focus on your face, turn to sound. At 12 months, on average, they typically are walking. By that stage, they're saying mama and dada and have another word.
If not,
then you get concerned.
The list also details what baby should not be doing. Developmental red flags, like not being able to support their own head. It's something babies should be doing by 3 months. Not showing affection at 4 to 7 months is another red flag. These are as telling, if not more so, than the milestones.
And if you have a feeling that something is not right with your child, you need to seek out help. I would go to your doctor first and say, I'm really concerned about these things. If your doctor isn't listening to you, you definitely need a second opinion. Go to another pediatrician.
It's advice Jessica Northrup could have used.
I think that's something that, I wish I would have done. Yeah. Good boy. It's a lot easier to deal with the struggles while you're in it when you know that you're moving forward. I feel more at peace with his situation because I know that he's getting better and that he is changing and making progress.
That's so nice to see. And really, again, I want to thank Jessica Northrup just for sharing her story. I mean, it's invaluable just to hear how she got through everything, and now her son he said mama for the first time, which I'm sure was just amazing. And really quickly, I want to talk about this kit that First 5 Fresno County has.
Okay.
Because this checklist that, it seems really complicated, but they actually have this kit. It's absolutely free. Inside, there's a bunch of things. What to do when your kid gets sick and, other kind of things. But this Advice for New Parents booklet, this thing has prenatal to 6 months, 6 months to 1 year, an entire book about what you should look for.
Right, those first 5 years. And
Yeah.
I think the checklist is so important. And kids, of course, develop at different stages, but at least if they have a guideline of what to look for, that's got to help.
Exactly.
So the big question is, how do you get the services that your child may need?
It's a huge question. The best solution is to talk with childhood development experts. They can help you answer questions you may have as a parent. And we now continue with Jessica's story and how she actually got the help her son desperately needed.
Are you ready? Do you want to play?
4 months ago, Jessica Northrup's son, Salvador, was diagnosed with autism.
And I feel like it's that sort of natural grieving process. It's taken some time to really, you kind of grieve for what your ideas, were, and then you kind of build things back up.
What Jessica didn't know, her grief for her 2.5-year-old son would soon be overshadowed by determination.
It was a fight for us to get services. I called his worker at CVRC, every hour for a whole day before I, really was getting the services that he needed.
Jessica's experience isn't unique.
There are many resources available in Fresno County. Sometimes they're very hard to find.
Marion Carrion is the executive director of Fresno County's Exceptional Parents Unlimited, or EPU. Because most county services are either free or subsidized, getting them can be a challenge.
Each agency and each program has different eligibility requirements, and they're very complicated.
The good news, One Call for Kids is the exact opposite. Child development experts say if you put any number on speed dial, let it be this, 559-225-1102.
Our One Call for Kids is the one call that families can make not only to access services of UPU, but to access any services that their child might be eligible for within the community.
From in-home care for kids to support groups for parents, One Call is meant to calm concerns with simple steps to move ahead. Making the call is what led Jessica Northrup to EPU just 4 months ago.
When I came here and they're saying, okay, you know, he really looks like he's autistic, and that was as much of a relief. It's like, I have an answer, you know, I know, what this could be.
And now Jessica has much more than an answer. She has hope.
Right now he has just started his applied behavioral analysis therapy. He's been doing that for about a week, and so that's daily. That's what's really has been scientifically proven to be the best therapy for kids with autism.
Oh, you like the happy guy in the mirror?
My biggest fear, it was that I was going to be taking care of him forever. And I think that with early intervention services that he is a better chance of being integrated into regular school and into doing things that kids do, playing Little League and, just kind of being a regular kid. Maybe a little weird, but a regular kid.
Is he just adorable?
He is precious. I love the curly hair.
Yeah, and it's so nice to hear a success story because this stuff works. And of course, we're just touching on all of these different resources available through First 5 Fresno County. There's so many of them.
Right, and it's so great to hear that that family is on the right track now.
Yeah.
Let's check back in with Justin Willis live in our Studio B. Justin.
Well, guys, we're here with Heather Flores now. She's with the Central Valley Regional Center. And Heather, just kind of based on what we've seen, I mean, one of the things that, that I'd like to kind of just try to reiterate is, how do you know, when your kid is at risk of developing a developmental disability? I mean, how do you tell? Are there any signs? What do you look for?
Well, I think one of the keys that we get from parents is sometimes I knew in my gut that something was wrong. And it's really important for parents to seek out the advice of their pediatrician and seek support in those scenarios. The One Call for Kids line is very important because it's something you can call, get some advice, do a quick screening, see if there's further issues that might need to be addressed. And then there are several supports in the community that can be available for you, including Central Valley Regional Center services or other services such as Exceptional Parents Unlimited.
And maybe just talk again about the benefits of taking preventative measures now.
Oh, absolutely. The key is, as we say, the first 5 years. You want to get the services in as quickly as possible. We don't ever tell parents, that it's too late. You've missed the window. But it's really key to get those services as quickly as possible.
All right, Heather, thank you so much. All right, guys, well, we've got plenty more to cover here in Studio B, but for now, let's send it back to the studio.
Thanks, Justin. When we come back, we'll be talking about breastfeeding.
Why it's so important for both baby and mother. We'll be right back.